Yo, what's the word, Cardinals?
I'm Tegan.
I'm Kia. We got a special guest today named Valerie W.
1981 graduate of Coon Rapids High School.
Today's lunch is hot dogs with chip. Thursday's lunch is hot honey pepperoni pizza.
Hey everyone, the Cardinal Image is now selling pens, rulers, and protractors for just 50 cents. We also have a wide selection of folders, notebooks, and book covers available for purchase. Stop by the Cardinal Image today and stock up.
It's National Calendar time. You all know what that means. Today is National Roast Dinner Day. Eating a heart roast dinner is the best way to celebrate this day. And now for a short message from the swim team. Alright, so today I'm here with the swim and dive team, and I have some questions for y'all today.
So my name is Miss Scholl. I am a teacher at Coon Rapids and the head coach of the swim and dive team.
I'm Dean Tronson, and this is going to be my 4th year on the swim and dive team.
Alright, so when does the season start?
Our season starts on December 2nd at Northdale Pool, and registration is now open to join the boys swim and dive team.
And what time are practices?
Practices run from 5:30 to 7:30 on weekdays.
Do you need any experience to join?
You do not have to have any experience swimming or diving to join the team. The coaches will teach you all the skills you need to compete and race or dive at our meets.
And when are tryouts?
Our team actually doesn't have tryouts or anything like that. Like, no one gets cut or benched. If you show up to practice, then you compete at the meets. It's just like, if you join the team, you will get to be a part of it.
Yeah. So we're a no-cut sport. If you like the water and want to give it a try, we'd love to have you.
And Dean, what are some of your favorite things about the team?
I think my favorite thing about the team is just how supportive everyone is. Like, everyone there just shares a common goal of, like, they want to get faster and they want to get better times, and just, you will be filled with people who are there to support you and make sure that you feel like you can reach your goal. Another thing I love about the sport is that it keeps me in shape, and I don't have to, like, worry too much about, like, stuff like that, because just it's a really fun sport and it really gets your body going and it's a good workout. And another one of my favorite things, I just love, like, having a good race, just like being neck and neck with someone at the end of the pool and then just barely out touching them. It's one of the best feelings you can get.
All right, so thank y'all.
Thank you for having us.
Second trimester student parking permits are on sale through December 20th. Purchase can be made online from 11/11/24 through 12/2024. Permits can also be purchased at the finance window Monday through Friday before and after school. Remember, if you purchase your permit online, stop by the finance window to pick your permit up. For display in your vehicle, please note students who did not purchase a full year parking permit must purchase a parking permit. Just purchase the parking permit. There's no free parking.
Hey Coon Rapids students, wrestling season is starting soon. If you'd like to try out the sport, there are open practices after school Monday through Thursday this week. And make sure you get signed up for wrestling by Friday, November 15th. If you have any questions, see Mr. Tronson in room 331 or Mr. Mandak in the field house.
Please join the GSA Club for a meeting today, November 13th, for a guest speaker information about LGBTQ plus books and authors. Everyone is welcome. We will meet in room 303 from 2:30 to 3:30. Please see Ms. Hamill or Ms. Johnston with any questions. B Squad and JV Varsity basketball trials will also start on Monday, November 18th.
We are ending off the day with 2.5 interviews from yesterday. That's what it says, 2.5 interviews from yesterday. Let's get right into it.
Wow, this is a job that makes a difference.
Wow. Is there any advice you would give to high schoolers who are interested in public service?
Advice. Actually, that's a lot harder question than you would imagine. Because I think it just boils down to just for young people to look within themselves. And like I said before, service simply means helping people in some capacity. And I would say it boils down to on what level do you want to provide that service to others. Whether it's in the private sector and you're offering some, like cabinet making or, some industry element, or look within yourself and go, you know what, am I going to be satisfied by the idea of just having an interaction with another human being and then stepping away from that without anything tangible that you can really touch being a part of it? Because I know people who, for instance, are home builders, for example, they get a lot of pride in seeing what they accomplished when they step away and look at it, and but that's not the kind of satisfaction that you get from public service, because sometimes when you step back and you look, you've failed and it didn't work out so well. So I guess I would say my advice to some young people would be, don't dwell on that aspect of it. Is that the thing I would dwell on is the idea of what kind of service I can do for others that would provide a personal reward for me, and follow that path on some level. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I hope it does.
Oh, it does.
Any advice that I would give, or what advice would I give to anybody going into public service? Well, specifically when it comes to police, I would encourage people to try to kick the tires on the profession a little bit. We have a lot of opportunities, both at the police department, at the sheriff's office, for young people to come in and see what law enforcement is about. The Explorer program, we have reserves for those that are adults. We have a mentorship program that we engage with Coon Rapids High School in, and don't be bashful. Come down and check us out, see what we're all about. For other areas of public service, teaching and firefighting, and there's many opportunities. I think there's a old saying, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. I don't know if that's 100% true, because I love what I do and I feel like I work quite a bit, but at the same time, money isn't everything. Having a positive feeling and a sense of accomplishment and ability to help people is pretty rewarding as well.
Yeah. That kind of ties into the next question. What is the most rewarding part of your jobs?
Well, that one's an easy, simple answer, is that when somebody calls 911, they're in need of some kind of service because they're in a desperate moment generally. And the rewarding part is when you know you made a difference, and sometimes that's immediately apparent. If somebody was a victim of a crime and you arrested the offender and you know they're going to be held accountable, that's very satisfying.
Kind of echo the same theme. You have those circumstances where you know you made an immediate impact on somebody's life, and just as rewarding is, and I'm sure sheriffs had this happen too, I've been contacted by people years, 10, 15 years later, that I had some kind of contact with that was sort of insignificant to me at the time, and they've let me know how much, how that changed the direction of their life, and that's humbling and rewarding.
This one might be a little tougher. What would you say is the worst part of your job?
Well, I've had, as a Coon Rapids grad and somebody who worked in law enforcement in this area, I've had to arrest people that I knew, that I went to high school with, that were headed down a rough path, whether it was drugs or violence. And that was emotionally tough, because I had this mental image. I can think of one that just pops in my head now without mentioning names. A kid in high school that I liked and was charismatic, funny, had a bright future, and then got himself wrapped up into drugs, and his life just circled the drain. And then I'm seeing this young man, really at the time, living his worst version of himself, and that still stays with me to this day.
And I've had similar experiences too. Although being from town and spending most of my life living in town, my experiences are more positive than negative, but I've certainly had those experiences. I've done CPR on, parents of my friends. Unfortunately, I've had to have the inside knowledge on trouble in people's lives that I know, and that's difficult at times, but I would say far and away it's been more positive than negative.
Okay. Well, that's good. Are there any activities or classes in high school that have helped you in your career?
Yeah, and I would say for any young person is to push yourself out of your comfort zone in any class that pops up. And the thing that's super apparent to me is those you know, when your teacher asks you to give a speech on something and nobody wants to give a speech, the reality is long-term in life, giving speeches or the ability to speak in front of other people confidently about a subject you know well is super important. And I guess embrace the opportunities, even though your knees are shaking and you really don't want to give a speech, is that appreciate the opportunity that teachers give you to speak in front of your classmates, because the more you do it, the easier it gets.
For me, it was extracurriculars, sports a lot for me, but just about anything you participate in where you work as a team, I think is probably the most beneficial thing that translates to a lot of areas in your life, working as part of a team towards a common goal. Like I said, for me it was sports, but it could be just about any type of extracurricular activity or competition.
All right. What traits or qualities do you look for when hiring to fill new positions?
Yeah, that's easy. Like the number one trait is a sense of empathy. Hiring somebody with a sense of empathy, which simply means that you're the kind of person who takes time to understand what other people are thinking. And like even when you arrest somebody, for instance, is that the better an officer is at understanding what the other person is feeling and thinking before they make an arrest makes them a better officer. And empathy is just something that people have or they don't have. And I know that you young people talk about a lot about certain classmates that are very self-absorbed. You know, me is all they think about, and they don't really understand how their actions impact others. Those people are not great cops. The great cops are the people who can feel what other people feel and can understand other people's feelings based on the circumstance they're in.
Very similarly, humility, compassion. If we have those kind of base qualities, we can teach a lot of people to do this job. It's not an easy job, but it isn't brain surgery either. And but you can't teach those core values of selflessness and humility, compassion, empathy. Those are things that are character traits long before we see those people as candidates.
Okay. And to end off today, we have a little more lighthearted question. What do you like doing in your spare time?
Well, two things. One, like sport-wise, golf. I'm an avid golfer just because it's satisfying to hit a golf ball well and gets you angry when you do it poorly, but it motivates you to want to go back, so it's a good sport in that regard. And then I like puttering around the house, making things, building things, fixing things. Keeps me busy. And I have 3 kids, and their activity, watching them grow and watching them do the things that they like to do is very satisfying for me too. So
those same family things. I also have 3 adult children. My family, we like to travel as a family and have new experiences. But my selfish passion is hunting and fishing. So by this time tomorrow, I'll be driving up north, get ready to hop in a deer stand and have some me time.
Well, thank you both for coming on the announcements today.
Bye, y'all. Thank y'all for watching.